All right, all right. Welcome everyone to round 3 of attempting to actually get this correctly. So, as Dunk and I have stated before, yes, we are going to be going over some stats. Starting off right now, as to say, we will have a game starting in about 30 minutes. So we've got some time, talk about the stats, talk about the roster so far. If we've had any crazy expectations that have been met and haven't been met. So yeah, I was going to say, starting off, Dunk, I'm curious what team you would like to look at for 3v3.
I think let's go ahead and start our way at the bottom and kind of work our way up. So why don't we start? Let's start looking at by Throg here.
All right. So, I was going to say, as you guys can see on screen right now, and actually I will even blow this up just a little bit more for you guys. Well, I guess it doesn't want me to. Anyways, Throg, yeah, did not get the start they wanted to, sitting at 0-4 right now. Let's just say Throg on that team is going to be Colonel Sanders, Hemingway, and Silk. Now, personally, I'm a little hurt by this, as this was the team that I drafted myself. But yeah, I was gonna say my team actually just ended up playing them last week, and it was it was kind of an odd game. It ended up going to 4. Yeah, I don't know if it's just a chemistry thing. I mean, obviously all 3 players are fairly high leveled. So yeah, I think if they can play, I don't know how much obviously they play outside of when they're actually playing in the league, but I mean it's really hard to say so early. For a good example is like my twos team last season started off, I think we went 1-6, 1-7, and it was looking miserable, but we were able to turn it around and ended up getting second in the league. So I think that I could absolutely see Throw, because they are the highest MMR team right now. So I could absolutely see them, having to turn around.
Yeah, and I was just taking a look there at the schedule, and besides the first game of the season, every single series so far has been they've lost it 1-3 games, and so they're always having that one game in there that's kind of giving them some hope, but they just looks like having trouble finishing it through.
Yeah, which like I said, it's hard. But I was gonna say one thing is they are not the only team that is undefeated, or that has not won a game. You want to start us off by talking about Cat Hunting Spoon?
Yeah, Cat Hunting Spoon. We got on there Cool Cat Meow, Spoon, and Slade Hunt 1. And they're not hurting for demos, as they have almost twice the demos as the next team here, which seems to be their strategy, but looks like they may be relying on that a little too much.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I was going to say, when we played him, Slade, I don't know if he has it out for me personally, or it's just if it's just any car he can find. But yeah, Slade, if we scroll up, let's look at his 3v3 and look at the demo category right there. He is leading the league by 32 demos, but pretty close. Smegalodon is 31, who is going to be playing. Both of them are going to be playing tonight. I don't know if anyone in the chat, or if you were able to catch the most recent Cat Hunting Spoon versus Crossbar Heroes, but the demos in that game it was unbelievably crazy there. So yeah, we do have number 1 and number 2 demos. Yeah, as Titan says in chat, the demos did not stop. So Cat Hunting Spoon is going to be looking to get their first win. Like you said, they do have the most demos, and rightfully so, most demos for game, as we probably could have seen that one coming. I think we will move on then to the Gold Diggers. This team is going to be, if I scroll up real quick, Royal, Dunk, and Clay. So what are your thoughts on that team? As I say, you obviously have a pretty personal take on this one.
Yeah, for some reason we should be number 1, but we're not quite there. No, but so far through this season, we did have to forfeit one game because of scheduling issues, which was kind of unfortunate. And our other game against Taco Bar Heroes, who's currently undefeated, I think we lost that one 1-3. So our other 2 games we played really well. I know our defense is kind of our strong point, but kind of have to improve that offense.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's looking. Yeah, you guys are a little low on the games play, but as you said, you guys did have to forfeit on that one. How much, I'm curious, are you guys playing like together outside of the league and stuff?
Not besides practicing before the games. Mostly, I think it's been around maybe one time a week or maybe two.
I gotcha. So then, I guess, do you guys? I don't want to be like too cheesy and say what's your goal for the rest of the season, but like, what do you think is gonna, turn the page for you guys, or what's gonna click that's gonna make the big difference for you guys?
Well, like you kind of point out, there's probably just more practicing together. Because our rotations aren't too bad at all, and our defense is our strong point, but it's getting that chemistry for knowing when to send people forward. I think that will kind of help us click throughout the season.
I agree. So my question is, do you want to talk about Godly Instinct or Can't Afford FIFA next?
Ooh, let's do Can't Afford FIFA since they will be on stream tonight.
I like it. One thing, all I can say about Can't Afford FIFA is demos plays. It's Sam is known for being demo plays. They are scary strong. One of the first signs of me being scared of this team was during the draft. As Sam, I think he had his third pick, and he just goes like, "You guys are all sleeping on Nicky. The MMR doesn't show it. He's way better and everything." And I'm just thinking like, "Oh, great, Sam's gonna have this insane team now," and they've shown it. I mean, so far sitting at a 3-1 record right now. They do have the lowest games played. I don't know if there was a forfeit in there. I think maybe
they
was.
Yeah, they were the team that had to forfeit too.
Okay, so that makes sense. But you look at like their goals, the amount of like goals per game and shots, and they already missed a series. They are going to be a scary team as we kind of scroll through these, and they do have the highest shooting percent in the league. So that's something I'm definitely going to be scared on that one.
They did lose 3-0 to our next team we're going to be talking about though.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. But no, this is league. I mean, it's so much fun just to see how some teams will be on a hot streak and stuff. But yeah, Can't Afford FIFA. I mean, I think they're gonna have their work cut out for them tonight with Cat Hunting Spoon. I mean, we saw Cat Hunting Spoon, for anyone who didn't see the most recent stream, ended up going to a Game 5 overtime against Godly Instinct. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite close it out. Urban Living decided to be the godlike MVP on his team for that series. So Cat Hunting Spoon, I think, is definitely going to want to take out their frustrations, and Can't Afford FIFA might be on the back end of that one. So we'll see how many demos Slade and Sam get. It is, in fact, as Titan says in chat, the saddest loss I have seen. It was a heartbreaker. And I was going to say, even when I was casting that was, it was a hard one to watch go down. But let's say we want to move over to Godly Instinct Urban Style then. If you want to start us off with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that and Can't Afford FIFA. Well, those are the two like just really well-rounded teams there. They're kind of looking scary as they are tied for the most shots, and then as well as saves per game. So they're doing good on both offense and as well making plays when they need to on defense. But just you do have Instinct as the highest MMR on there, but they don't. No one really sticks out on that team too much as the higher player.
It's, as I say, it's funny you say this. I am. Even though I am sitting on the only undefeated team in threes, I still think that Godly Instinct is going to, as of right now, take the whole league, in my personal opinion. I think we ended up facing them, Talk About Heroes versus Godly Instinct, the very first week. We did end up winning. I honestly don't know how. I think, well, I was going to say Instinct and Liam, I don't think we're playing the best that game. Mm-hmm. And I do know for a fact that Urban and Liam both messaged me afterwards and said they were, super nervous. It was, first of all, their first league game ever, let alone being on stream. And I guess a lot of the, players who've been doing this for a while are kind of used to that. You don't have the jitters and stuff. But for new players, it was interesting to be like, oh, yeah, like I remember back then, I was terrified. And so I think the nerves got to them. And that's why they ended up losing that one. So we do Talk About Heroes does end up facing Godly Instinct Urban Style later this week, so they are definitely going to be out for revenge on this one. I think Instinct and Liam are an ungodly threatening combo, and also I do know that Urban Living has been getting a lot of coaching from his twos partner, Ranny. So that is definitely Urban Style is definitely benefiting from that one for sure.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Since Randy is on your threes team, making his twos teams better while improving your threes competition.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a give and take on that one too. And it's like I know Urban and a couple other the lower level guys have like hit me up for if they have like want some like tips or like have some questions. I'm like, it's morally just like I want to be nice and help them, but also like everything I'm gonna teach you, just do it after we play you. We'll go
Yep.
from there.
You just wait like 5 more weeks and then you can do it.
I know, right? I was gonna say, yeah, but obviously, I know this is all for fun. We do a lot of times see a lot of improvement coming from usually the lower level people on their teams playing with higher level. And Urban's, a perfect example. He gets a lot of time playing with Instinct and God or Liam, who are some of the highest rated in the league, and all that time just benefits him greatly.
Yeah, because I think the big one from this last season was who do we have? Hemingway. Huge improvement in at twos. I think close to like 400 MMR in that.
Oh, it was insane.
More?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I think it is time, if you want to do the honors, to talk about the only undefeated team.
Yeah, so we do have Taco Bar Heroes with K-Tool himself, Ranny, and Handicap Taco. We do have a little bit Gibbs style team on there.
Hey, hold on. Gibbs style team. I don't know if you guys saw Cat Hunting Spoon where Trey legit played goalie the first game. I don't know if you guys saw that. That is a Gibbs style if I've ever seen one.
So the question is, did you guys copy that from him or did he copy that from you?
I think Trey was definitely looking at Handicap Taco and thinking that that's the play style I'm going for. Clearly, she is on the undefeated team and they haven't had a win yet. So I think he definitely copied from Taco for sure.
All right. Well, do you want to give us some insight on what is causing Taco Bar Heroes to be undefeated so far?
Yeah. So as kind of strange as it's going to sound, it is honestly Taco. It is. So when we started this whole league, I had played with Taco multiple times, and she was sitting right about bronze 1, bronze 2, and I took her under my wing and said, okay, here's what you should try. And she's just like, I can't even see the ball half the time. So we had to, first of all, yes, we turned her camera shake off because she didn't know what that was. So we changed a bunch of her camera settings. We changed some of her bindings. She didn't really know a lot of times where like the boost or the drift button. She was just getting some things messed up. I mean, and she's bronze 1, she's brand new to the game, which would make sense. And so after playing with her a couple times, obviously again, it's bronze 1, you're brand new to the game. So we're thinking, okay, she's going to probably struggle a lot. So we're going to do this pre-made team so the MMR works out and just yada yada. There's a lot of backstory to kind of creating this pre-made team that is now the Taco Bar Heroes. But the main issue is Taco's getting really good really fast. And from people who have played against her, if you were to go back and look at our first threes game, Taco Bar Heroes versus Godly Instinct, and then compare that to our most recent one against Throg, you would think it's two completely different people. And so what is working so well is she's getting really good really fast. So Randy and I are able to kind of go up more and just be kind of a dual threat. And if we overcommit a little bit and the ball gets squirted past us and the other team's on a breakaway, Taco is really good at getting those 50s, getting those clears downfield. And if we look at the stats, she does actually have 2 assists. She's got 4 saves, a couple shot on net. She would have actually had a goal, but it accidentally was stolen by one of her teammates who will not be mentioned. It's hard to say. But yeah, so she should actually have a goal on the boards. But no, it's been so much fun to play with her and just to see someone who's so new at the game be so enthusiastic about wanting to learn and stuff. So it's definitely, it's a very weird style that we have. I was gonna say it's definitely hard for Randy and I. A lot of times we'll talk, and And it's just like, yeah, we're playing threes, but this isn't the threes rotation, and it's also not a twos rotation. So we're kind of having to come up with a whole different game plan because it's such a precise and it's a very odd situation. But the stats, as you see, I mean, you know, the team has the most goals, or I have the most goals. Randy's the most assists, the most saves. I have the shots. And if you go down to the team stats, we do have the most goals and the shots as well. So I think, and first of all, there is definitely a way to, beat kind of a dual threat like this. I hope the teams don't figure it out till later, but it's going to be interesting how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And that is the fun part with like having some newer people in here as well, since the whole goal of this is to get people involved and help them improve.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are we, you think, ready to move on to some twos stats?
I am looking forward to it.
All right. So let's jump down. I definitely like how you were starting with the bottom. I was going to say, you want to start with the glass cannons.
I will, since this captain of glass cannons is my threes teammate. Hasn't been having the same luck for twos, though, because since they are 0 and 4, don't really know. They do have the most demos per game, but just might be as I know a couple of those games, Royal was having some bad days with that. So I don't know whether that was nerves or just things not going his way. But I do not have an answer for why they are performing like that.
Yeah, and it is interesting because I know they were twos teammates last season as well, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they definitely have the most synergy out of any of the twos teams out here. So
yeah, and I think in the draft that was Royal did give that reason for drafting Slade Hunt.
That is very true. So, but again, I mean I can see them turning it around. I know when we played them, it's gonna sound weird, but they kind of had the unfortunate scenario of my team was really popping off that time. I know Royal was a little tilted going into that, which obviously didn't help or anything, but I mean, we all know Royal and Slade, they have the most team chemistry. I think they can easily turn it around.
Yeah, and maybe that's what we'll see here too in the second half of the season. Just go on a big streak here.
Yeah, I could absolutely see it. All right. I think we should move on to the Smurfs then.
For being pretty bold and picking that team name, they are not representing it so well lately.
One thing I will say before we get into this is they did end up having to forfeit their most recent game, which was going to be actually against my team, the Grand Plats. So who knows if they could have, gone 2-2 right now. But unfortunately, they did have to forfeit, true. So they are now 1-3. But on screen, looking at Baker and Spoon, both of them are, I think Spoon is most recently a Diamond 3, and Baker's sitting around Champ 1, Champ 2. And from the player insight I've had talking to some other guys in the league, definitely playing a very defensive style and then counterattacks, which Spoon has been phenomenal this season in doing. But yeah, I don't know if it needs to be a little more team-oriented play. Like I said, I haven't played that team, but yeah.
Well, we have Spoon with 50% shooting percentage.
Yeah.
So might just be more getting some more opportunities up front for Spoon. We'll do it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But next we do have Doge to the Moon, also coming in at 1-3 with God or Liam and TW Radkey. I haven't seen too much gameplay from them. I think just one here. Do you have a little bit more insight on them?
Sadly, I don't have a ton. I was going to say my team ends up actually playing them on Wednesday, I believe. But if you look, Liam does have, the most or tied for most goals in the league with Smegalodon, which is kind of surprising that, you have the most goals in the league, but are still losing games. So that, kind of means that your defense might need some work. These might be some very high scoring games, or maybe when you win, you're absolutely dominating the other team. But yeah, talking with Liam, he definitely says his teammate Ken is more than capable of carrying him. I know that team might be a little more of a mental team instead of being as consistent as they want to be. They might maybe get easily tilted. Um, yeah, who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, both of those are new players to the league as well, so that could be a big thing. As I saw with my threes teammate, who this is his first time playing here. The first time kind of playing on stream, you could tell was just a different experience, but he is kind of getting used to it now. So
Yeah.
hopefully here Doge the Moon can pick it up.
All right. I am definitely going to take the reins and start off with the Supersonic Silvers. Just
Great.
because that's Ranny. But yeah, Randy and Urban, they've had a very interesting scenario that every single time they've lost, Randy or Urban, have talked to me or some other guys, and they said all these reasons why they lost, and then Urban gets right back on the grind. Randy's on the grind. They're looking at how they can improve. So I think I think that team is going to be the dark horse in the entire season. I think once Urban gets maybe a little more playtime playing with higher level players like Randy, it's going to be a huge change. I know Randy kind of said the same thing as Liam did earlier about how there was some, early game jitters. Obviously, coming into the league, it's very new, and I guess a lot of the veteran players, we just kind of forgot that was a thing. We've been doing this for so long. I mean, this is our third season, but for these new players, especially coming into something that is kind of quote unquote as established as we are, it's a big deal. So they're sitting at 2-2 right now. I know they do play tomorrow night, so hopefully they can get to a winning record after that. And Randy is sitting with 71 saves,
Wow,
which is far away. He's got more than he has 14 more saves than the next team. Yeah, that's crazy.
a lot of defense.
So yeah, Randy, I don't know if he's sitting net. He has the most saves, but he also has the most shots. So it's an interesting combo. Obviously, I do play with Randy a lot, so I know what he is capable of. So I think once they play a little bit more, I think they'll figure out their strategy.
Well, that's the thing, with so many of these teams, it feels like if they were just to kind of put together, get that last piece they're missing, they could come out on top of this. But
yeah, one thing.
A lot of
I was gonna say one thing that really makes a difference is so for someone coming into the league like Randy, who who's been in GC before, and this is what I struggled with, and I still kind of struggle with, is you have to play obviously with a lower level person, so you have to change your rotations, you have to change when you can go to the ball, when you can't, you have to change your passing, and you just have to play in a style that a lot of these new players aren't used to. So, you look at Liam and Randy, whose teams aren't maybe performing as they wish they would. I think, once they get more time and they learn how to play with someone who's a little bit lower, I think then they'll be fine for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's like a good point too. Like the rotations for both threes and twos are totally different than if you were to jump in a ranked game and play with everyone kind of the same level as you, because you do have, in threes, you may have a person a little bit closer who can kind of keep up with the same rotations and kind of knows what to do. But then you do have to, you can either elevate that lower ranked person on your team to kind of teach them the proper rotations, or kind of just adjust, like you said.
Exactly. All right. I think we are going to move on to the Grand Plats then, who are sitting at 2-2 right now. And we are going to kind of speed through a little bit of these rest of these, as we do have a game that is going to be starting fairly soon.
I did get a message here from him. It looks like they're just waiting for Spoon. He may be a little bit late. So
all right. Never mind then. I guess plus we do kind of have control on this one. So we'll make the players wait. But Grand Plats is my personal team, as we are sitting at 2-2. It's been an interesting season so far. As you can see here, we only actually have 9 games total. So we did have our most recent game be a forfeit. So first 2 games were 0-3 losses, and then our third round was a 3-0 win. So we haven't had as much time playing league teams. Like I said, only 9 games played, and the next closest is 13. So, but yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun playing with Titan. I haven't seen someone as eager to learn and as him in a while. So it's been a lot of fun, and I think it's kind of what I was saying earlier with Randy's team is once we learn each other's rotation, we learn how we want to play. I think we'll
Hmm.
definitely be more of a second half team, which is last season Grand Plats we started off like I said 1-6 or 1-7, and then we ended up taking second in the league. So you never know what can happen, but
Yeah, and you guys definitely leading the league with 6 shots per game, and the next highest is barely above 5.
yeah, I was gonna say
So
I have the highest
getting up,
goals and the highest shots. Surprisingly, I have the most demos. Which is, I mean, I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain. I was just surprised that that stat existed, but yeah,
yeah. Then next up, we do have Ooga Booga Scary Apes at
I
3 and
can't
1.
say that name without just smiling.
We have Smegdladon and It's Silk. Really solid team there. They've definitely been a team to beat so far. As a kind of definitely with Smegdladon on there, a demo heavy team. But
They are more of a passing team than you would be surprised. They were actually my Two's team's very first game, and that one hurt a lot. I think each game was like 6-1, 7-2. It was a rough slaughter. So that team, you can see here Ooga Booga Apes with the most assists, most shots, most demos, and most goals per game, and most assists per game, and most shots per game. They are just racking up on the 2v2 stats. And if you look at Sam himself, he is tied for most goals in the league. And Silk has the most assists in the league. Sam has the most demos. Silk has the most assists per game. They are, I think, the most team and passing oriented just out there. It's ridiculous how well these guys are playing together.
yeah, and definitely here, as you're kind of saying, the chemistry and like rotations, that can be a big deal. And since they kind of already have that figured out, that could be scary here for the end of the season and when playoffs come.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on now to the Sharks. Now, I'm not saying there was some little funny business going around in the draft and stuff, but Neil Trey has said multiple times he is much better than what his MMR is right now, and I think the stats prove it. I mean, they're sitting at 3 and 1 right now. Trey has stated multiple times that Neil has been a fantastic second player. I'm just looking through the stats. Seeing if they have the lead in anything. Looks like Trey is tied for the most demos in that one. But if you're looking at goals here, Trey's sitting at 27, his teammate at 19. That's so to say definitely not as lopsided as one might think, with one player being higher level than the other. But yeah, they're a scary team.
For last season, for playoffs, because my Two's teammate unfortunately couldn't make it all the way through the season. So very first day of playoffs, Neil joined me. We didn't make it very far, but we did almost take down the number 1 team. So
that's right. I remember I was cheering for you guys because this was just unheard of, and it's like, where did these guys come from? Who is this Neil guy? But
so yeah, definitely may not. I think maybe Cool Cat had some bad memories from that or something, but
yeah,
I think he saw that and kind of maybe took a little bit of a bet on Neil.
I mean, it's definitely paying off so far. So now if we look at the last and only undefeated team in the league,
True.
which is going to be Faking, who is Delirious and Hemingway. Thank you, Royal, for the little raid there. Appreciate it, bud. But yeah, Faking's sitting at 4-0 right now. Of all the teams, I was going to say, were you expecting it to be Faking that would be undefeated?
Well, yes and no, because Delirious did, I believe, have the number 1 pick, and Hemingway from last season definitely had the most improvement, but I know they've taken down some teams pretty well. I was not expecting this well of a performance.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, I definitely think Hemingway was the very clear, first choice in twos. I think, again, he is one of the guys who definitely grinds the most out of this entire league. And it clearly shows. They have the most goals in the league. It is definitely close, but just looking through the stats here out of all of them. As I say, they're not actually leading really in a lot, but they're so team oriented. If you look at most goals, they're within 5 of each other. Assists, they're within 2. Saves, they're within 2. Shots, they're within 9 or 11. Sorry. Which one is this one? Demos, they're within 1. I mean, I don't know if you have 2 teammates that are as close in the stats as this one, which is, like I said, that's definitely why one specific person on that team isn't leading the league, but yeah, no team is closer in their stats than them. So they're definitely 4-0 for a reason, and I yeah, my team hasn't played them yet, but I'm definitely worried for playing them.
Yeah, that could be a scary one, because Rocket League, you can try, but is definitely, at the end of the day, it is a team sport, and having solid teams can be, in the end, a lot better than having someone really talented on your team and a lower player.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. But I think it is time.
Little shout out here for everyone. For those of you who do attend NDSU, NDSU Rocket League intramurals are starting up here soon, and I believe you have a little bit more info on that.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. So smart. Yeah. So Jordan Cox, who is the president and kind of leader of doing all the NDSU intramurals, I was gonna say, I've been working with him for quite a little bit now, trying to figure out how we want to set up. Sorry, just the Randy in chat, the Doobie Diamonds. Yeah, that would be a name and a half. But getting back to it. So yes, NDSU is doing Rocket League intramurals. So if anyone hasn't done intramurals before, I did link it in the Discord. But you go to imleagues.com and you sign up through your school. You do have to be a student, sadly, and enrolled. But yeah, it is going to be a 2v2 tournament, and they have a casual and a competitive rank, or a competitive kind of league. So all you have to do is sign up with one team. It is $7 per person. Signups end, I believe, April 19th. So we have just over a month to sign up for that. I know we're actually expecting quite a few people. I talked with Jordan. He says he's emailing all of his people that he knows, and he's talking to all the frats he knows. So every one of the fraternities got multiple emails talking about this. So hopefully we're going to get quite a few people in this league. And yeah, we did talk about potentially doing a draft for this, just to have everyone sign up and draft it. But in the end, Jordan said that the best thing is just to sign up with your twos team. And they ended up doing, like I said, a casual and a competitive. So make sure you get a teammate and sign up, because we definitely want to have some fun. Plus, the more people we get signed up into this league, then we can hopefully bring them over to our Discord, and who knows, maybe we'll get some new people joining this league for next season.
Yeah, and definitely I will link this in the comments here for everyone, but I'll link the Discord invite in there, so if any of you currently are not in the NDSU Rocket League Discord, you can definitely go ahead and join that there. We'd love to have you.